Alright guys, welcome back to Our World Outdoors. So today we're going to be doing the review on my Merrell Yokota 2 hiking shoe. Now, for those of you who've been with the channel for a while, you know that on our long trail or any road trail we've been using the Ultra Temps 1.5s. And then for a long time my wife was pushing Keens and I was running the Merrell Moab 2. Well, once my Merrell Moab 2 finally wore out, which was well over a year, I was looking for a new pair of everyday training style shoe. So I no longer wear anything but hiking shoes. I find that when I wear other shoes, it messes up the arch in my feet. I find that if I stay with a hiking shoe to wear all day long, then when I go to put on other hiking shoes like the Ultras to go long distances, I don't have as much foot pain. So basically my everyday shoe, be it a work shoe, whatever, is always a hiking shoe now. So during this closure of everything and REI was closed, I wasn't able to go replace my Merrell Moab 2s. So I ended up going to a store called Shoe Encore. Alright? It's kind of like a discount shoe place, and they had these Yokota 2s by Merrell. I got these for $59. This is a 11.5 wide. Okay, so they do come in wide and regular. I have to have the wide because my feet constantly are swelling out. So $59 out the door. Now I've seen them everywhere from Merrell's site at $89 all the way down to $59 where I got them. Now, I have been running these things as like my daily trainer to get my 10K steps, but I also wear them to go to work. I also work here on my farm, our homestead here, and I am just brutal on shoes. Alright, to put this in perspective, I just got done doing a large demolition job. And these things had nails all through the toes of them. The front of them got hooked on nails, catching on floors because we were ripping all the floors out as well. I mean, just destroying shoes normally. And these things have held up like a champ. So the overall, we've got about 350 miles I've got on these. Now mind you, I do 10 to 15K steps a day just to get that for my health and fitness. So, I want to start talking about these, but I want you to know that these are worth the money. These can take some abuse. And as you can see, I don't clean them up for the video. There's paint on the shoestrings. The bottoms of them, you know, are muddy. If you look inside, I don't know if you can see that. You can see where I've been pulling them on and off, and it has worn the writing off. Now, I do want to let you guys know that Merrell does sell their own inserts for their shoes now, and they're quite affordable, and they really fit the shoes well, you know, because they're actually specifically made for Merrell shoes. So don't be afraid to go buy new insoles to give a little more life to your shoes. Now that said, after all that time, 350 miles, plus I'm wearing them for work every day. I mean, I am rough on shoes. The toes haven't worn out. They're not separating. Now, if you look underneath, these little soft channels here are starting to break down. But they're not anywhere near gone yet. I want you to look close right there. You can see one of the nail holes. There's a nail in there. There's actually another one right there. You can just barely see it. But I have put these things through the ringer. Now, this shoe kind of concerned me when I first got it because it had all these fuzzies. Like the thread was starting to fur out. But I've come to find out as time went on, they just kind of rub off and nothing comes undone. But it has it all over the shoes. So when you first see it, you're like, I don't know, that doesn't look like very good quality. But they actually are. Now I do have, where the tread's starting to wear off, the cleats here. But on the heel part of it, you can see it's still got tons there. I'm on roofs. I'm on wet ground. You know, I'm out here crawling through the compost pile, working in the garden, over the hill walking on wet logs. I hike on the road, on asphalt, on gravel. These don't slip. I've had zero issues. For the money, it's hard to beat these as an everyday work shoe or as a hiking shoe. They are much lighter than my Moab Twos. That's a benefit because I love the Moabs. They're built like tanks, but they're also heavy. These are a little lighter. Now, the breathability on these is actually better than my Merrells, my Moabs were. The venting all around here allows air to travel in and out. If you match that up with a good hiking sock, like an Injinji or a Darn Tough, your feet are gonna breathe just fine, all right? Now, I have started using low top Puma socks when I'm at work and stuff, or in the hottest of days, and they're so thin, it kind of helps it breathe through. But as you can see, none of the netting, you know, the breathable fabric has ripped. Now, you can see on these things that there is some wear and tear, but nothing bad. You know, there's one of the spots where I told you the nail had caught the toe and ripped into it. You know, there's still something chunked in there where there was a nail. That may be another piece of metal from that job. It's hard to tell, really. But I'm still wearing these every single day. And I mean, you can see the paint on them where I've been on painting jobs. Pretty much everywhere I go now, I'm in these unless I'm doing high miles or a lot of road walking. Then I put my Ultra Temp 1.5s on instead. It just makes for a more comfortable time on my feet on those high miles, whereas these are great, but it's hard to, you know, go against trail runners. You know, this is a hiking shoe. A trail runner for distance, say 15 miles. 15 miles in these wouldn't be terrible, but 15 miles in the Ultras is way better. Now, there is one thing I really, really hate about these shoes, but I'm just too lazy to fix it. And that's the laces. The laces are heavy duty and they're made very round compared to my old Moabs, but they don't want to stay tied. Their form factor is so strong and they've waterproofed them and put like a Scotch guard on them to make them so they don't break and break down. But they did it so good that now they want to stay round and don't want to stay tied when you pull them. So I have to double knot them just to keep them tied, and usually that still comes undone. They work their way undone. So you're tying your shoes a lot. So changing the strings might be something you want to do if that bothers you. Personally, I just tie my shoes a lot. It sucks, you know. The contractor I sub jobs off of, he wears these, and he said the exact same thing, that they all come untied now. I don't know if it's all the new laces by Merrell, but it seems to be an ongoing problem that I hope they address soon. I'm gonna put links to Amazon links to this down in the description. That way you can at least go and check out all the specs. You don't necessarily have to buy through that link. If you do, it doesn't cost you any extra, but it does kick a few cents towards the channel. Just want to let you know that. But for the money, you know, this is another quality Merrell product that I can get behind. And I mean, you can look at them and you can see what I've done to them. The holes from the nails. I mean, I have beat these things. You know, you want to look at the insoles. And honestly, these insoles aren't beat all the way down yet, but it's about time to get a new pair. And I think the last time I ordered them for my Moabs, I paid $17 to my door for the Merrell insoles. So that's just worth the money. I mean, any good set of insoles is going to cost you more than that. But if you guys are in the market for a new hiking shoe, this is a quality product. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you go out and do 20-mile days in these, because I would suggest the Ultra Temps or, you know, maybe the Lone Peaks. But right now, my everyday wear shoe are these right here. And that's because I want to keep that arch that Merrell and Ultra have in their shoes on my feet. When I switch back and forth between, like, say a Puma or a Nike, it doesn't have that arch in there that most hiking shoes do. They don't ride the same. So I want my feet to stay in hiking shape year round. So this is my everyday shoe, and my Ultras are my distance shoes. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys haven't already joined the family, please go down, subscribe, hit the notifications bell, that way you can see all of our upcoming videos, and I'll see you up the trail.